Hi there guys, nice to be with you all again this morning, making the video a wee bit early so that you can hear me over the sound of the wind. I hope you can hear me, but the storm's supposed to be getting up later on today and I don't think you would hear me if I make my video in the afternoon at the usual time. I hope you can hear me over the noise of the wind, and I hope you take care, look after yourself. The schools are off and colleges, I know, and only those that have to go to work should go. So stay in if you can and take care. We're looking at a wee passage in Luke chapter 12 today, and Jesus actually mentions the weather. He says, you know, that you can recognize the signs in the sky. He says you can look at the clouds and tell what the weather's going to be like. In those earlier days, of course, they didn't have all the satellite tracking that we have today. We've got the storm warnings today. Apparently the storms are gathering over the Western Isles and they'll hit central Scotland later on today in force. That's what they're saying anyway. And so we can be prepared and look out for ourselves. But of course in the early days they could look at the sky and predict what kind of a day they were going to have. And Jesus actually says, well, you can predict the weather, but he's saying, I want you to predict the times. What does that mean? Jesus says, well, just as you look at the sky and know what kind of a day you're going to have, he says you should look at the times and realize where you're at in this world. What he's really talking about in this little passage is that he's coming back soon. And we should look at what's happening in the world and realize that Jesus is coming, and he's coming very soon. What does he mean by that? Well, we just look around us and we see all the chaos in the world. We see all the wars. We see people going hungry. We see man's inhumanity to man. We see all the evil. We've got evil dictators and all the stuff that's going on in the world. Also, we see more earthquakes, more floods, more storms, more droughts than ever before. And these are all signs of the times. And we've got to look at these signs and realize, hey, something's got to give. The world can't go on like this. Something's going to happen. God is going to have to intervene. And hey guys, Jesus is coming back. He's coming back to put things right. He's coming back to the city of Jerusalem, and he's going to rule there for 1,000 years. He's going to make the weather good. He's going to make the animals behave themselves. He's going to bring in peace and long life and healing and prosperity, and Jesus is going to come, and there's going to be a literal millennium. And hey, we need that. This world needs that, because we can't go on the way we are. In the passage as well, Jesus tells a number of little stories. He tells a story about a master of a household going away to a wedding feast, leaving his servants at home. He talks about the master going away. The servants know that he'll be away for quite a long time. They're not exactly sure when he's going to come back, although it's going to be really late into the night. And Jesus says it's a good thing if those servants stay awake, stay up, stay watching, and keep the house going properly, so that when the master comes back, he finds his servants waiting for him. He finds the table set and everything in order. And then he's going to say to his servants, hey guys, you did a good job. I tell you what, you sit down and I'll put my apron on and I'll make a dinner for you. And that's just a tremendous little story showing that, you know, we are Jesus' servants. He expects us to be responsible. He expects us to be going about our duties, to live in love and kindness and consideration and fairness, to help each other, to be responsible in our community and in our family, to be responsible in serving Jesus. And when he comes back, then Jesus is going to reward us for all our faithfulness. But if we mess around, then there's going to be consequences when Jesus returns. Hey, we're not going to want to face him at all because we haven't been the good guys that we should have been. Then he tells another story about a manager of a household, a man that has responsibility to give the servants their wages and their food at the proper time, and the master goes away. And this servant decides he's just going to mess around. He's going to keep all the money and eat all the food, and he actually abuses and beats the servants. And Jesus says, what's this master going to do when he comes back and he finds his manager has got up to all sorts of stuff, hasn't been responsible, hasn't done his job? There's going to be terrible consequences for that manager when his master returns. And that's what it is. That's the bottom line, guys. We can choose. We can choose to fritter away our lives. We can choose to be selfish. We can choose to leave God totally out of our lives. But hey, when Jesus comes back, he's going to ask us to give an account. And then there's going to be awful consequences for us. And so it does matter how we behave. It does matter how we live our lives. And I would just encourage you all to come to Jesus today, invite him into your life and into your heart. Give him the steering wheel of your life. Say, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, here's my life. I know you're coming back soon, and I want to be a good and faithful servant. I want to be rewarded when you come back. I want to be on your side when you come back. I don't want to be your enemy and to face judgment when you come back. So help me. Yes, you'll get it wrong some days, guys. I get it wrong, and I've been following him for 40 years. But he picks me up again. He forgives me. He keeps me going. And I just want to encourage you guys, keep on going today. Hey, there's a storm warning. Hey, this old world is going to see the return of the King. I hope you're going to be on his side. Let's share the love, guys. Let's be a lovely, caring, warm family for Jesus. And when he comes, he'll find us loving each other and caring for each other. And he'll give us great rewards. And Trixie and I love you all very, very much. Watch out today in the storms. And remember that Jesus is coming. And get on his side. God bless you. And see you tomorrow.
Swept away our offenses like a cloud, and our sins like the morning mist. We turn to you, for you have redeemed us, and you have swept our offenses away. Swept